Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just kind of want to do kind of a quick update on my Saiga 410. Not anything as far as modifications yet, or nothing, or anything I bought for it, but mostly just on my ammunition issues that I was having. When I did the one video where I was saying it wasn't feeding the shell, and I ended up finding out, of course, that the 2.5-inch shells in the 3-inch magazine did not work properly, where it would fire and load, or load and fire the first shell, but then after that, the shells would get stuck inside the magazine, and they wouldn't be able to get pushed up so it could feed. And so I ended up finding out that you have to use 3-inch shells in the 3-inch magazine and nothing else. And of course, I read the manual, and it pretty much, I don't know, I guess I couldn't understand it properly, or I didn't understand it properly, but, I just didn't really, I guess, know about it, It just didn't seem like it really stated it real well in the manual, so it's not the greatest manual in the world, so I think that's kind of part of why I didn't realize, I was going to have these issues. But of course, I went and just, today I just picked up these Remington 3-inch shells. They're number 5 shot, I think. And I tested it out in the magazine. I loaded all 4 rounds and hand cycled it through the gun, and it fed flawlessly. Didn't have no shells stick inside the magazine, no jams, no nothing. I mean, it was absolutely fine. So I know to stick with the 3-inch shells and not the 2.5-inch. What was happening with the 2.5-inch shells is when I finally would kind of pop a round up and I went to go load it, it would kind of hit right up in here, kind of under here, and it would, point up, so it would basically jam. So now I know I got the ammunition solved. So if you run into a problem like that, make sure you're using 3-inch shells. That's probably the problem. Just by hand cycling a couple times, it was absolutely flawlessly. So now I know what shells to buy, and they weren't really like any more money than these shells. And I guess they said if you want to use the shorter shells, that you have to get the shorter shell size magazine. And to me, I think it's pointless, because it's really not much, money more to get these. And you have a little more bang, a little more power, and you don't have to worry about buying different magazines. So so that's just kind of the update. Just thank God I solved the issue, and it wasn't, I was thinking that I was having issues with the magazine or something or whatever. And so it's not just my fault that I was using the wrong ammunition in the magazine, which it wasn't intended for the shorter length of magazine, or shell, I'm sorry. So anyways, that's just the kind of boring update. So again, if you run into issues, if you have one of these Saiga 410s or anything, make sure you are using the correct shell length, and you should be good to go. So, alright, well, thanks for watching, and have a good one.